The year is 1890. America is on the cusp of a new era. Cities swell with growth. Factories churn out goods at an unprecedented pace. At the helm of this industrial revolution stand figures of immense wealth and power. They are the titans of industry, the robber barons, the men who built America. Names like Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie, and Morgan echo through the halls of history. These men were not born into privilege. They clawed their way to the top through sheer grit and determination. They were masters of industry, yes, but also masters of manipulation. Their ambition knew no bounds. They crushed competitors, exploited workers, and bent the government to their will. But behind the opulence and grandeur lay a darker truth. These men were not gods, but mortals. They bled like anyone else. They felt the sting of betrayal, the weight of responsibility, the fear of failure. Their stories are not just tales of triumph, but also cautionary tales of the corrupting influence of power. John D. Rockefeller, the oil magnate. His Standard Oil Company controlled over 90% of American oil refineries. He was a master of efficiency, squeezing every last drop of profit from his vast empire. Cornelius Vanderbilt, the Commodore, built his fortune in shipping and railroads. He was a ruthless competitor, known for his fiery temper and his willingness to crush anyone who stood in his way. Andrew Carnegie, the steel tycoon. He turned Pittsburgh into the industrial heart of America. His steel built the skyscrapers that pierced the clouds and the bridges that spanned mighty rivers. J.P. Morgan, the financier, held the purse strings of the nation. His banks financed the growth of industries and the expansion of railroads. He was a master of leverage, using his wealth to control the destiny of companies and even nations. These men were more than just businessmen. They were architects of the American century. Their industries fueled the nation's growth. Their fortunes built libraries, museums, and universities. They were the embodiment of the American dream, proof that anyone, no matter how humble their beginnings, could rise to the top. Their rise to power was paved with the broken dreams of competitors. Rockefeller, a devout Baptist, saw his success as a sign of divine favor. He showed no mercy to rivals, using predatory pricing and backroom deals to drive them out of business. Vanderbilt, a man who knew the value of a dollar, was no less ruthless. When faced with competition, he would slash prices, even if it meant operating at a loss, until his rivals were forced to surrender. Carnegie, a believer in the gospel of wealth, preached philanthropy while practicing cutthroat business tactics. He demanded absolute loyalty from his lieutenants and drove them relentlessly. Morgan, a man of towering intellect and ambition, saw himself as a savior of the American economy. He orchestrated mergers and bailouts, often enriching himself in the process. These men were not afraid to break a few eggs to make an omelette. They believed that the ends justified the means. They argued that their methods, however harsh, were necessary to build a stronger, more prosperous America. But at what cost? Behind their steely gazes and confident facades, these titans harbored their own demons. Rockefeller, haunted by the memory of his con-man father, was plagued by insomnia and digestive ailments. He became obsessed with his health, adhering to a strict diet and exercise regimen. Vanderbilt, a man who craved control, was devastated by the loss of his favorite son in the Civil War. He became increasingly reclusive, seeking solace in his work. Carnegie, despite his immense wealth, was haunted by the fear of dying poor. He had witnessed the devastating effects of poverty firsthand and was determined to use his fortune to make a difference. Morgan, a man who seemed to have it all, was deeply affected by a facial skin condition that left him disfigured. He became withdrawn and self-conscious, hiding his face behind a thick beard. Their immense wealth could not buy them happiness or peace of mind. They were prisoners of their own success, haunted by their pasts and burdened by the weight of their responsibilities. Section 5. A pact in smoke-filled rooms. Imagine, if you will, a scene of clandestine power. The year is 1882. In a secluded mansion, 4 men gather. The air is thick with cigar smoke and unspoken agreements. They are titans of industry: Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie, and Morgan. Rockefeller proposes a secret alliance to control the American economy. Vanderbilt agrees, seeing the logic. Carnegie hesitates but is swayed by power. Morgan sees potential to reshape the financial landscape, and so a pact is made to shape the destiny of a nation. Section 6. The invisible hand guides the nation. The alliance operates in the shadows. Deals are struck with a handshake. Fortunes are made and lost with a whisper. Their control extends to every corner of the American economy. Rockefeller's Standard Oil sets the price of kerosene, dictating the cost of light and heat for millions. Vanderbilt's railroads determine the flow of goods and people, shaping the destiny of towns and cities. Carnegie's steel builds the infrastructure of a nation, from skyscrapers to bridges to battleships. Morgan's banks finance it all, providing the capital for expansion and growth. Politicians eager to curry favor with these titans of industry become pawns in their game. Laws are passed that benefit their businesses. Regulations are ignored or rewritten to suit their needs. The American public, largely unaware of the forces at play, reaps the benefits of this industrial boom. Jobs are created. The standard of living rises. America emerges as a global power, but this prosperity comes at a price. Section 7. Cracks in the foundation. But even the most powerful alliances are not immune to the corrosive effects of time and greed. As the years pass, tensions begin to surface. Rockefeller, ever the Puritan, clashes with the more flamboyant Vanderbilt. Carnegie, increasingly focused on philanthropy, grows weary of the ruthless pursuit of profit. Morgan, sensing a shift in the balance of power, begins to assert his own dominance. The alliance, once a source of strength, becomes a liability. Their interests, once aligned, begin to diverge. The public, once enamored with their success, begins to question their methods. Journalists, sensing a scandal, begin to dig deeper into their business dealings. Politicians, feeling the heat of public scrutiny, begin to distance themselves from their former benefactors. The cracks in the foundation, once hairline fractures, widen into gaping chasms. The alliance, once seemingly unbreakable, begins to crumble. Section 8. Legacies forged in steel and oil. The legacy of these industrialists is complex and multifaceted. They were ruthless businessmen, yes, but also visionaries who helped to build a nation. They amassed unimaginable fortunes, but also gave away millions to charity. They wielded immense power, but also faced personal struggles and setbacks. Rockefeller's Standard Oil, broken up by the government, paved the way for the modern oil industry. His philanthropic endeavors, from funding medical research to establishing universities, continue to benefit society today. Vanderbilt's railroads connected a nation, facilitating trade and travel. His legacy lives on in the Grand Vanderbilt University and the bustling Grand Central Terminal. Carnegie's steel built the infrastructure of modern America, from skyscrapers to bridges. His belief in the gospel of wealth inspired a generation of philanthropists. Morgan's financial acumen helped to stabilize the American economy during times of crisis. His art collection formed the core of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Section 9. The Price of Power. The story of these industrialists is a cautionary tale about the seductive nature of power. It is a reminder that even the most well-intentioned individuals can be corrupted by greed and ambition. It is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, both for good and for evil. As we look back on their lives and legacies, we must ask ourselves, what is the price of progress? Can we achieve economic prosperity without sacrificing our moral compass? And how do we ensure that the pursuit of wealth does not come at the expense of human dignity and social justice? These are not just questions for the history books. They are questions that we must grapple with today as we face our own challenges of income inequality, corporate influence, and the unchecked pursuit of profit. The lessons of the past, if heeded, can help us to navigate the complexities of the present and build a more just and equitable future.